It's a beautiful but windy day in West Texas, and we have a great matchup for you today. Big 12 football presented by Kyocera. The Oklahoma Sooners at 6-3. The 19th ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders 8-2. It could be a battle for berth in the Cotton Bowl. Everybody's been chasing the Longhorns all year in the Big 12 South. The Oklahoma Sooners getting ready to enter Jones SBC Stadium in front of a sellout crowd in mid-November. Temperature's 54 degrees. The big fellows will like that, Dave. The quarterbacks will not like a 40-mile-an-hour wind. Yeah,
when it's gusting 40 miles an hour, wind is the only element of Mother Nature that will favor one team and work against the other. Last week in Ames, Iowa, we saw a football game where all the points were scored with the wind at the back. Throwing into the wind is difficult. Running the football becomes a premium when the wind is such a big factor.
Oklahoma won the toss. They've deferred to the second half. They will kick off to Texas Tech, so they'll try to make a statement with their young defense. And we are set to go. Not many seats were available midweek. They sold this thing out, not surprisingly. The Red Raiders have won 8 consecutive games at home, though they've lost overall 5 straight against the Oklahoma Sooners. It is not that long a history when you talk about the rivalry between these two schools. It only goes back to 1992. This is not one of those old Southwest Conference rivalries that goes back to the 20s or something like that. Last time we were here, the Aggies were in town, and that rivalry dated to 1927. And the wind's a factor already.
Going to have to put somebody on that football. It's going to have to hold it just like for an extra point or field goal, like a placement kick, because the wind is definitely a factor, and it's at Oklahoma's back right now. There's no question about it. Texas Tech wanted to have the wind at their back in the fourth quarter of this football game. Oklahoma will have the wind at their back and have to make hay. Texas Tech into the wind in the first quarter. What will they be able to get done?
Danny Amendola, number 20. Shannon Woods, number 21, deep to receive the kick, and we're underway in Lubbock. And this thing will sail through the end zone, and the Red Raiders will begin at the 20-yard line. Let's take a look at the Kyocera starters. Offensively, Cody Hodges has waited his turn, and it was well worth the wait. The fifth-year senior has had a marvelous year. He's thrown for just south of 4,000 yards this year. And Dave, the thing that makes him intriguing to me is he can run the football if necessary.
Yeah, he can, Drew. He's got great feet. You know, Mike Leach said of all the quarterbacks that he's had, this is the 4th straight fifth-year senior that has executed this offense for Mike Leach, and Hodges has the best feet.
Hodges will operate almost exclusively out of the shotgun. He's got Henderson next to him. 3 receivers to the top. Underneath handoff. Here comes Henderson. And he moves it forward for 7 or 8 yards. Let's take a look at the rest of the offensive starters. Up front, they have a big offensive line and a very good offensive line. Manuel Ramirez is a junior from Houston. He is enormous. It takes 3 days to move around him. He goes 340 pounds. The guys that'll handle the football, Hicks is 6'4", Johnson's a converted quarterback, and Filani's a big kid that can fly. They have good receivers. Not surprisingly, when you throw it more than 50 times a game, you better have good receivers. Second and short. Hodges has a screen set up, and this one's blown up. It'll be a loss of about 7 yards. Clint Ingram read it, and that will get Texas Tech off schedule. Let's take a look at the defensive starters for the Oklahoma Sooners. Up front, Dvorak was in a walking cast with a bad ankle earlier this week, bad foot. He is going to give it a go. Ingram, Latimer, and Alexander. They'll play a lot of nickel and dime today. The secondary will get tested. 2 sophomores and a true freshman in Reggie Smith back there.
Just saw an end zone shot of the splits. The splits between the offensive linemen for Texas Tech are unbelievably huge.
Oklahoma brings pressure off the edge. Hodges steps up now. He tucks it down. This is what he can do. He'll have a first down easily out to the 35-yard line. The element that he brings that his predecessors primarily did not.
Score a bunch of points. You need to have productive drives, and they want to hassle Hodges, get after him, get him out of rhythm.
On the blitz, it was picked up. Henderson finds a seam. Henderson across midfield. Finally run down by Ingram, but not until he got to the 45-yard line. And then a late flag came in. You had a big block on that play, Manuel Ramirez. He's like a snowplow. He moved everybody. Hodges all kinds of time. Now he's flushed. And Hodges spilled after a couple of yards. So it'll be 2nd and 8. 5 DBs, 2 linebackers in for Oklahoma. 2nd and 8. And Hodges changing the play at the line of scrimmage. And a quick throw. Filani has it, and he scoots out of bounds about 2 yards shy of the 10-yard line. That's where they need to get for the first down. That'll set up 3rd down and 2. Henderson is taken down for a loss of 4. Penetration for Remy Iodell, the senior from Grand Prairie, Texas. Good snap, good hold, and Trolika has it through. But the wind is not only blowing, but it's swirling. If you look at the top of the goalpost, we'll get a shot for you in a moment. On one end, David, it's blowing, you know, to the south, it looks like. On the other end, it's blowing to the north.
Yeah, it is swirling a little bit, and it's big for Texas Tech to get points in their first drive, combating that wind. Look at the kickoff get knocked down.
Yeah, this is well short. Smith doesn't handle it. And that was fortunate for Oklahoma.
That was a free ball.
That was a free ball, and finally it was grabbed by Garrett Hart, or there's double number 10. I know that wasn't Hartley who grabbed it. Hartley's the kicker. Anyhow, here's the quarterback, Rhett Beaumont. He's from Grand Prairie, Texas as well, and his head coach is really pleased with the progress he's made in his first season.
You know, he just sees everything better, you know, now, and the game is starting to slow down for him, where he recognizes defense is quicker. He understands where he needs to go with the ball quicker. You know, and I think there's a lot of people, it's fair to say, have grown with him.
Here comes Adrian Peterson, and he'll move the pile a couple of yards. He ran into Chris Hudler, a junior from Mesquite, Texas, initially. Hudler had a big game last week, an interception for the big fella, and also a fumble recovery in the end zone to provide points for Texas Tech. The offensive line for Oklahoma, and you heard Coach Stoops, they've developed as well. They've used 3 different centers. John Cooper's a true freshman from Fort Collins, Colorado. Wilson, a big target. He's the veteran of this group. And let's not forget the fullback, J.D. Runnels. He's one of the better fullbacks in college football. And you could see the wind take that pass as they were trying to get the ball to Malcolm Kelly. So it'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Sooners. And let's take a look at the Red Raiders defensively. They're 31st overall in the nation on D. So it's not just offense here in Lubbock, Texas. This is a pretty good group. Talked about Hudler. Dawson's had a big year. Linebackers led by the senior John Saldi. And in the secondary, those 2 safeties will blow you a kiss or 2.
Yeah, they will. And Saldi playing injured and playing with a separated shoulder, and Sessions playing with a dislocated elbow, walking wounded out there defensively.
Beaumont 3rd and 8 with time. He throws it in the flat to Runnels, and he drops it, and that is unusual. And then he pays for it a little bit. Sylvester Brinkley didn't realize he dropped the football, and he tackles him. So 3 and out for Oklahoma.
And what you have here, it looks like a knuckleball. The wind affects this ball, and it starts knuckling out there. It's not a tight spiral, and J.D. Runnels doesn't control the ball. He's #1 on the Bengals draft board at fullback, and I know he is amongst a bunch of other NFL teams around the league. J.D. Runnels can do it all. Run, catch, block. He'll play for a long time on Sunday, but he dropped that one in the wind.
Cody Freeby will punt. He's averaging better than 42 yards a punt. He had a big week last week. Danny Amendola is back deep, and this is a tremendous effort. It's going to go over Amendola's head, and Oklahoma, did they get to it? They did not. Wow, they had an opportunity to down it inside the 5-yard line. They could not control it, and it'll come out to the 20. That was an enormous punt from Freeby. 3-0 Texas Tech.
Unbelievable win.
They dropped 7, end zone shots intercepted. The extra defensive back, Jason Carter, out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. What a play for the Sooners. The Red Raiders from their own 20 leading 3-0. Second opportunity with the football for Texas Tech. Oklahoma a moment ago went 3 and out. They also blew an opportunity, Dave, to pin the Red Raiders deep.
I put a spy on this guy. I put a spy on Torian Henderson, not the quarterback.
Let's go!
Hodges throwing right side, and that is complete to Filani. Joel Filani's second reception in front of DJ Wolf. Of course, Mike Leach, before getting the head job in Lubbock for 1 year, was the offensive coordinator under Bob Stoops at Oklahoma. Henderson breaks a tackle, and then he runs into Ingram, but he gets it across the 40. And there's Filani on a little post route, skinny post, and Hodges delivered it to the 34-yard line of Oklahoma. The Red Raiders on the move. Double slot both ways. Hodges trying to escape, and he will. He dives ahead to the 29-yard line. Rufus Alexander grabbed him. Down the middle, complete, diving to the 7-yard line is Bristol Olamua.
Yeah.
24 catches now for Olamua, and he's in the slot to the right. First and goal at the 8.
Looks like a tower of strength in the slot.
Good hands by Hodges, and now he'll run the football to the 4-yard line. And he just escaped the grasp there of Brian Jones.
You know, this is impressive for Texas Tech to be scoring points into the win. First drive, field goal. What will they do second drive? Oklahoma, with the wind at their back, go 1, 2, 3 and out. So Oklahoma is handling the win much better than Texas Tech is right. Texas Tech is handling the win much better than Oklahoma is right now.
Second and goal from the 4. They drop 7, end zone shots intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone. The extra defensive back, Jason Carter, out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. What a play for the Sooners. And you flash back to a year ago, a 28-13 win for Oklahoma. They were +4 in turnover ratio.
Absolutely, and getting one in the red zone is huge. No question about it, Drew. And I'll tell you, Cody Hodges will say after the game that he never saw Carter. I mean, he was locked in and loaded on his wide receiver, Filani, and he's just trying to make the play and throw that ball in there in a tight window. And he never ever saw Jason Carter being a factor in that play until the ball was airborne.
And still going, AD out above the 15 to the 16-yard line. Here comes Peterson again. Breaks a tackle, breaks a couple of tackles. First down to the 23-yard line. That was a violent run.
That's a man right there. Man, you talk about unblocked people in the hole to make a play. Adrian Peterson, he's feeling a lot better with that high ankle sprain. He sees the lane. Nice little, when you cut somebody in half like Shashan did, you have an opportunity. And he just lowered the shoulder and ran right through the linebacker Fletcher Session. And Session, playing with that dislocated elbow, really didn't even try to wrap Peterson up. And Peterson just stoned him.
Alan Patrick in the backfield with him. And this goes to J.D. Runnels. And Runnels will get about 8 or 9 yards. Here's a draw. Busting through there's Alan Patrick. This kid has really come on. He was a DB, Dave, about a month and a half ago. They flip him to the offensive side of the ball when they had a need with all the injuries that they had. Dante Hickson went down for a little bit. Kewan Jones was suspended for a ball game. And now the last couple of weeks they found that Patrick may be a big part of their future as a running back.
Absolutely. The best hands out of the backfield in the running back position for Oklahoma, and the fastest guy north and south. I mean, when he finds a crease, he's a smoke-the-hole guy.
Here's a junior college All-American, and Bomar showing his athletic ability. And the pass was caught, but out of bounds by Joaquin Iglesias. Play action on 2nd and 10, and that's a smart decision by Bomar. They were trying to set up a middle screen to Kewan Jones. Dave, it wasn't there.
Now they're going to call defensive holding, I think, on Texas Tech. Out on the edge here, Brinkley absolutely grabbed the receiver that he was responsible for, Runnels, as he's trying to get down the field.
Personal foul, defense, number 41.
That is foolish. Here's Patrick bouncing, and he gets about 7 or 8. Check it, that's Kewan Jones, number 20. Here's Peterson, now trying to cut it back. Bomar's going to get involved, trying to get a block, and Peterson is knocked off his feet by Chris Parker. And boy, that is a very good catch at the 30-yard line. Kelly did hang on. Boy, you talk about a ball knuckling and have to pull it off your shoe tops, and Kelly's 6'4". Already this year as a true freshman, he's got 21 receptions coming in, 22 now. That'll be another first down for Oklahoma to the 22-yard line. Dwayne Slay will get up last defensively. But Peterson, as we figured, would be a workhorse in this ballgame.
Here's a late flag, something going on way after the play. I don't know if this is an offset or somebody's mouthing off or somebody retaliated, and Bob Stoops is shaking his head. Oh no, you don't want to have a penalty at this part of the football field, and Mike Leach doesn't want to see it going inside the red zone either.
Randy Crystal's our referee today.
Awfully chippy down there. The officials trying to get control of it.
Dead ball, personal foul, number 41.
That's 2 of them, 2 on him.
The distance to the goal.
He gave up 30 yards in penalties in 1 drive. Sylvester Brinkley's got to get a hold of himself.
Well, he's coming off the field right now.
Yeah, I'd send him in the locker room. I mean, he is killing his football team. That's selfish.
Peterson behind Runnels, 1st and 10. Here's Peterson trying to get downhill, and he'll get across the 10 to the 9-yard line, a minimal gain. Peterson, big opening. It closed around the 5-yard line, and Peterson gets down to the 3. He's going to be just short of a first down. 3rd and short. Peterson will be very close to a first down. And Dwayne Slay's pumping his fist. He thinks he stopped him short.
Is it 1st and goal or is it 4th and short? Slay, though, is going to make a lot of money on Sunday as a down-low safety close to the line of scrimmage. 1st and goal.
It is 1st and goal just outside the 1 for Oklahoma with 1:35 to go in the opening quarter.
And it's big because Texas Tech settled for a field goal in their red zone journey. If Oklahoma 4 chances to punch this across the goal line and get 7, and they have to with the wind at their back. Texas Tech got 3 points into the wind through an interception in the end zone that curtailed another red zone opportunity. Here's a big one for Oklahoma.
Early movement on the left side. Davin Joseph going.
Yep.
Now here comes Peterson. And he didn't get his shoulder squared to the line of scrimmage. Ball comes out late, and they're going to say he's down.
Yeah, forward progress had stopped.
Randy Crystal came in and emphatically indicated that he was stopped. No gain on the play. And again, it's McKinner-Dixon, number 91. Bomar with Kewan Jones next to him. Bomar will run it, and he'll get down to the 3-yard line. Slay got a piece of him there.
Quarterback counter, called play. This is the dimension that Bomar gives you. Very, very athletic at the quarterback position. He wasn't down. He was trying to extend the ball over his head. Texas Tech wouldn't let him do it. So they are just short. And Bob Stoops is saying, all right, offensive line, if we can't get this, we don't deserve the game. We've got to get this in the end zone with Adrian Peterson and Runnels.
The Red Raiders trying to finish the regular season at 9-2. They've won 8 in a row here at Jones SBC Stadium. And the Sooners trying to win for the 5th consecutive time and move their record to 7-3. They still have the Bedlam game left with Oklahoma State. Peterson, he got close. Did he get in? No signal. He stopped just shy.
Looked like he extended it, but
you know what?
Tight.
If you're Bob Stoops, Dave, you're on the 2-inch line right now.
Yeah, and this one might want to take a long look at. Was his knee down and the ball short of the goal line. He's on top of bodies. Where's the ball? The ball never did cross the plane of the goal line. It is within the shadow. The shadow. And he wasn't down. He was trying to extend the ball over his head, and Texas Tech wouldn't let him do it. So they are just short, and Bob Stoops is saying, all right, offensive line, if we can't get this, we don't deserve the game. We got to get this in the end zone with Adrian Peterson and Runnels.
They're going to give it to Peterson, and he's in for a touchdown. They had 3 guys in the A gap, and a good call. They went between the guard and the tackle, moved down a couple of spots, and they get in the end zone, and the Sooners lead at 6-3.
And you have an Oklahoma Sooner down inside the 5-yard line, and they run the old power play. Runnels is going to lead them, and they pull the guard. Runnels kicks out guard. Shishan turns it up inside, and that is a signature play for Oklahoma. 16 power right there. They pull that off guard. He keys the block of Runnels. If he sees his numbers, he turns it up inside.
Garrett Hartley will try to tack on the extra point after the 1-yard run by Adrian Peterson. He has it through, and the Sooners lead it 7-3 in Lubbock.
He can't draw it up any better. 16 plays, 91 yards, almost 8.5 minutes, dripping the clock. That's how you want to try to beat the Raiders, Red Raiders, by keeping their Hodges and their explosive offense on the sideline.
Amendola picks it off on a bounce at the 15-yard line. And Danny across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Some pretty good field position for Texas Tech. The Red Raiders 1st and 10. They have not been stopped. They had a field goal opening drive and then threw a pick in the end zone on their 2nd drive. And Hodges moves it around. And he finds Robert Johnson for the first time today. Tackled immediately by Rufus Alexander. Let's get it down to the floor of the stadium and Jim Knox.
All right, Drew, John Cooper, they just carted him off the field as we saw. Behind the bench, he was shaking players' hands as well as the coaches. They carted him up the ramp. But what we saw was the trainer with him stabilizing his right leg. Does not look good. They were stabilizing the right leg. Right now, I'm sure they're getting x-rays in the training room, guys.
Yeah, Knox, you saw him 2 hands holding that right foot. Well, it doesn't look good.
Henderson on the underneath handoff across the 40 to the 41-yard line, setting up 3rd down and a couple. Again, Alexander involved defensively. Rufus, the leading tackler this year for Oklahoma, junior from Baton Rouge.
He's the spy. They put Alexander on Henderson. Last week it was DeGrate. The linebacker DeGrate for Oklahoma State was the spy. And instead of spying the quarterback, spy Henderson. Wherever Henderson goes, linebacker goes. Rufus has got that task today. It worked so well for Oklahoma State last week with DeGrate.
Tech, that unconventional offense, 3rd and 2. Most programs, you're going to see a run. They go out of the shotgun. They run a fade, and Amendola got twisted around, trying to find the football, nowhere close to it. Closest man was Darian Williams, the free safety. So on 3rd and 2, Texas Tech misfires, and they'll have to punt the football.
On that last snap was a good example of the spy action going on. Henderson, they moved from the right hip of the quarterback to the left hip. Rufus Alexander moved with him. He mirrored his every move in the defensive formation. So we'll have to watch that. Watch Alexander and Henderson, me and my shadow. Everywhere you go, I'm going with you.
Kewan Jones back deep. Alex Reyes with the wind will punt the football. And Jones watches it sail over his head. That is a punt of 59 yards. Could be an early 1st-round pick, and you don't even start a lot of days. Kewan Jones nowhere to run, and he puts his head down and lunges forward to get near the line of scrimmage. That was well defended by Texas Tech. 7-3 Oklahoma. Bomar out of the shotgun on 2nd and 10.
2 tight ends.
Looks to the short side, and it's complete to the backup quarterback, and that's Paul Thompson, his 8th catch of the year. And Paul Thompson's a Texan. The quarterback, Rhett Bomar, is a Texan. In fact, 7 of the 11 starters offensively for the Sooners hail from the Lone Star State. 3rd down and 4. Tech brings 4. Here's Jones, big opening. 1st down to the 38-yard line. Slay will get credit for the tackle. Sometimes when he hits you, Dave, you hear sleigh bells.
No question.
Fletcher Session makes the tackle. 'Tis the season.
Yes, it is.
And a little chill in the air. Makes you start thinking about the holidays.
Serious cowbells there. You got a double bell. That's pretty big.
Double bell, and next week you'll do, Dave, as you always do. You'll have the double turkey going in the oven to feed you, and then what's left the family gets, right?
I'm balanced. I like the dark meat and the white meat. You got to be able to eat dark meat and white meat turkey. You know, you can't. It's like you run the ball well and throw it well. You got to be able to eat the dark and eat the white meat. You got to be balanced.
And the accompanying dishes as well.
No doubt.
There's Slay again. You talk about a short tackle on Jacob Gutierrez. 3rd and 6 for Bomar in Oklahoma. Pressure coming. Bomar will try to run for it. And he takes a lick from Salty. That's one of the things that if you're a teammate of Red Bomar, you got to really appreciate how competitive this kid is. He's a tough kid, and he'll lower his shoulder. And sometimes, you know, if you're Chuck Long, you probably wish he'd get down.
Yeah, and there's no question that Bomar has the mental and physical toughness to play the game, as does Adrian Peterson. You know, both of them fighting through injury to the leg. You know, lower leg injury to Bomar, Adrian Peterson high ankle sprain. Bob Stoops says, hey, we've won 4 in a row. We need you guys. We love you. You're a big part of our offense. If you can go, let's go.
Yeah, you know, they just pulled Freebie off the field. Yeah. It's 4th down and about 2 yards to go. And Oklahoma is going to burn. Tech did. Excuse me. Tech called the timeout. We'll be back. 9:54 to go in the second quarter. Hodges fade toward Hicks. Well covered, but it's complete for a touchdown. Right. Oklahoma is going to bring their offense out again after the timeout on 4th and about 1.5 yards. Let's see if they snap the football.
They're 8 to 13 so far on 4th down.
They will snap it. Here comes Peterson. He'll have the 1st down. And if Meeks doesn't hold on, Dave, that may have gone the distance.
And Peterson's frustrated and upset by it because it could have gone the distance. And what did they do? They ran Oklahoma-style football. They ran the power play just like they did on the goal line. Watch the left guard key in the block of the fullback. He sees the fullback's numbers. Runnels kicks out the linebacker, and Shishan turns it up inside, and there goes Peterson. They scored on the goal line with it, and they say 4th and 1, we're hammering it. I think Bob Stoops didn't want to punt into the wind.
You know what they've factor. Dave, you know what they've done? They put Chris Bush at center. They have J.D. Quinn at a guard spot right now. And an open man got his feet down, complete to the 30-yard line. That's Paul Thompson again.
Chris Bush has a broken right hand, number 52 in the white jersey for Oklahoma. All he's got on is a little bit of a glove. I mean, he's toughing it out. He's at center, and he's snapping the football, and this is a perfectly thrown pass. And you can't throw it any nicer. And Thompson does a good job of knowing where he is on the football field, getting both feet down, not just one. Look, that's a broken hand. And look at the hand. All he has on is a little glove.
Here's a play action. Bomar with all kinds of time. And Thompson this time let it get into his body. Incomplete on the drop. And they got back to the huddle a moment ago. Thompson and Bomar slapped hands. As Thompson said to him, my bad. And they go right back to Thompson, and he makes a very good catch at the 25-yard line.
Good route, good throw, good catch.
Yeah, in front of Khalid Nazaruddin.
And once again, it starts with the offensive line affording good protection. Bomar throws it low and outside. The only guy that can make a play on it is Thompson. Nazaruddin is closing on the ball, but he cannot make a play on it because of where Bomar threw it. Perfect spot.
This is a different cat, the quarterback, Dave, Bomar, than even the guy I saw a few weeks ago. You saw him very early in the year. And that pass is broken up, arriving at the same time. Chris Parker to break it up. It'll be 4th and 5. Now with the wind, as bad as it is toward the end zone they're going to, that's why they'll go for it on 4th and 5, and they won't bring out Garrett Hartley. They have a screen set up. And this won't come close. Well read by Texas Tech. And they'll get the football back. Now, Tech went 3 and out last time they had it after 2 very good drives early in this football game. 7-3, a little bit of a surprise. Most folks expected a lot of points. And they go to Olamua again. His second catch of the ball game. Henderson, little shake. Henderson breaks it back. And he's run out of bounds at midfield finally by Clint Ingram. You know, there's some guys that are just meant to play on turf, and this is one of those guys.
Yeah, it is, and he can change direction. He can make two people miss in space. When he changes direction and decides to go, boy, he can pop it. And the spy was not a factor on that one. They didn't really have the spy defense called. And the spy is Rufus Alexander. And Rufus Alexander was not designated spy on that snap, and that's what happened. 42 in the white jersey. You can tell when he's spying Torian Henderson, and that wasn't the call on that one.
Hodges with trips to the top, looking that direction, and his throw complete to the 40-yard line. And that's the first catch today by Jared Hicks. Hodges in trouble, and he is dropped for the first time today, getting to him, Clint Ingram. That's the third sack this year for Ingram. And keep in mind, Oklahoma last week had 9 sacks as a team.
And Oklahoma is getting some speed on the football field. Now they've gone from 3-man to 4-man lines. Ingram sometimes will put his hand down as a 4th down lineman. Ingram's a very versatile guy. Ingram can drop back into coverage, or he can come like he is right here, and that's just some strength. I mean, he just absolutely shed the blitz pickup responsibility and threw him aside and got the quarterback sacked. That is power and closing speed on the quarterback.
3rd and 5. Tech needs the 40-yard line. They'll have it. Olamua, then he lost the football. That's a fumble. It's picked up by Wolf. DJ Wolf.
Former running back himself.
Olamua had the first down, and then the ball came out.
Yeah, they threw the beanbag, spotting a potential fumble, but now they're saying it was incomplete. I mean, now they're talking about it. The officials are talking about it. They're saying, okay, was it complete or incomplete? Does he have possession? Is he juggling the football? And it's punched out of there from behind. But does he ever have full possession before the ball is punched out of there by Jason Carter? Jason Carter had the big interception in the end zone, thwarting a drive. Then he punches the ball out of there with the right hand from behind. The question is, did Olamua have the football before Carter punched it out of there? Did he have full possession and control of the football?
Well, you know what?
Defensive holding, moot point to all of it.
Yeah, the whole thing's wiped out. We didn't see the flag. Defensive holding, automatic first down. So Tech will have it from the Sooner 35 with 6:16 to go in the first half.
Yeah, he's mad. He said that's a potential turnover possibility taken away because of sloppiness on the defensive side, the holding.
Two receivers to the top. Henderson behind Hodges, who goes underneath center. And a reverse to Filani, and he makes a decent cut, but there was penetration on the play by Calvin Thibodeau. First time we've called Thibodeau's name. He had 3 sacks last week against A&M. He made that play, forced it back inside, minimal gain, as they tried to get a reverse going to Filani, who in open field can really move.
He can, and Thibodeau's a great story. 8 sacks on the season, 3 last week. That was his 14th tackle for loss potentially. And this guy he had a torn ACL. He was struggling in early fall camp. They lost their number 1, number 2, and number 3 defensive ends to the injury, and he's become the guy. What a story.
Hodges moves the launch point. He has Robert Johnson. And Johnson gets it to the 29-yard line before Darian Williams could grab him around the legs. It'll be 3rd down, about 4 from that point.
Robert Johnson, extremely elusive, incredibly athletic. He's got great instincts. Former quarterback again himself. Very, very high on NFL draft boards next year. He's considered amongst the best in the country in his class next year as a wide receiver. He can do a lot of things. And you see the balance. In Mike Leach's offense, the balance comes from distributing the football to all the receivers. He's got 4 receivers with 50 or more catches, 1 with 60 or more.
They go to Henderson. He'll have a big opening and a first down inside the 10-yard line. Stopped at about the 9.5. Finally by Lewis Baker, the free safety. Henderson with a little burst.
Yeah, Henderson runs behind Ramirez, and that's a good place to run. The big old horse here. And look at their splits. And there's natural lanes because of the line splits. And then when they run the draw, those line splits become such a huge deal. Henderson has popped it to the secondary before they can recover. When you spread people out like that, you have a 340-pound horse at right guard that bench presses 550 and widens the lane even more. You're going to get some yards, and Henderson loves it. Look at that, averaging over 10 yards a pop. 74 yards on 7 lugs.
After being in negative territory last week, he gets the call again, and he'll get just a couple of yards on 1st and goal, just inside the 10-yard line.
Look at the splits, and look at still spreading people out.
Hodges fade toward Hicks, well covered, but it's complete for a touchdown. DJ Wolf was in his hip pocket.
And they've got a pass interference penalty that won't be a factor. They've got Wolf for pass interference. Flag was thrown. It'll be declined. Touchdown. Jared Hicks with the bigger body, better body control.
9th touchdown receiving this year for Jared Hicks, the junior from Houston.
Here he is at the top of the screen. One-on-one with Wolf. Isolation, run the fade. 6'4", and they got Wolf for grabbing Hicks well before the football got there. Hicks fought through all that. Said, it doesn't matter. If I get the ball accurately enough, it's a touchdown. And it was.
You know, even with the wind, Dave, that is not an easy throw to make on a day like today.
No, you have to adjust the touch. That's a great point, Drew. Hodges could have, into the wind, could have thrown that out of bounds easily. To get it airborne and to put the right touch on it to loft it down that accurately in that tight of window is strong.
Trulika now 113 for 113 in his career with extra points. 10-7 with the win. This is potentially returnable, but instead Smith will put a knee down. Adrian Peterson, that's the first time he went into a hole soft today. There was nowhere to go. Bomar is going to go down right around the line of scrimmage. Kelly to the near side, 3rd and 10. 5 coming. Bomar's throw is deflected, and then it falls incomplete. He was trying to get it to Travis Wilson, who has gone without a catch in this ball game, despite the couple of touchdowns last year. Bob Stoops was talking yesterday about facing Mike Leach.
We do understand, and having been with Mike, and a good number of us still on our staff that were with Mike as we implemented the offense and used it all of '99, and still, like I said, some principles are still with us today that we have a feel of what we want to do, how we want to defend it, and we understand what they're trying to do to a degree. I'm not acting like I understand it like Mike, but we have a good feel for what the principles are and what we need to do to react to it.
So flip side of the 50, 48-yard line of Oklahoma. Tech operating with a 3-point lead. Hodges, pressure coming. And
that's intentional grounding, isn't it?
Well, you know what? He's got a receiver in the neighborhood.
That's a good play by Hodges.
That was a real good play because he had Henderson over there. C.J. Ayu was draped around Hodges. 2nd and 10. Hodges trying to escape, nowhere to go, and then a high throw for Jared Hicks, which is hard to do at 6'4", and it'll be 3rd and 10.
I think the wind's a factor there. We got a flag. We could have holding, and it looks like it might be going against Texas Tech. Ramirez just bashed his chest. So I don't know if it's called on him or not. It looked like he was punishing himself a little bit.
Holding, offense, number 63.
And it was him.
10-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
I guess you got to love it as a coach. You don't have to like instruct him. He knew he did something wrong and he crushed himself on his chest. But this big man watch him right here at the right guard position, and watch him lock up and gets the hand kind of outside the framework. Now he's got Dvorak in the back. He gets his money's worth and throws him down. And Dvorak's a big guy.
That's a 300-pound man he just tossed aside.
He just tossed him down like he was a little, Raggedy Andy. And that's a powerful human being, but you have to keep your hands in the framework of the body.
We're going to watch that matchup some. Dvorak, one of the best interior defensive linemen in college football, and Ramirez a handful. Blitz coming, and whistles blow this thing dead. Oklahoma
Dead ball, delay, 5-yard penalty on the offense. It remains second down.
Boy, you had good field position, an opportunity to put more points on the board with the wind at your back, and you take a sack, or excuse me, a holding penalty on your right guard Ramirez, and then a delay of game. So now you have 15 yards to make up. I guess the good side of it is if any offense can make it up in a snap or two, it is Texas Tech, but nobody likes to be 2nd and 25, even if you are Texas Tech.
If you're Mike Leach, you're hoping to get about 15 here and give yourself a chance on 3rd down. Oklahoma brings 3, they drop 8. Hodges all kinds of time, and Filani will fall down at the 49-yard line, so they get about 12 back. 5 coming for Oklahoma. Hodges deep ball, and breaking off the route was Jared Hicks, and Chijoke Onyenagetcha got his hands on it, couldn't bring it in, but Hicks broke off his route. Reyes, this one goes off the side of his foot. He's going to get some help from the wind, and it's going to turn out okay inside the 20-yard line. He kicked that up the elevator shaft initially. Tech leads it at halftime 10-7. Not the number of points we thought we'd see, at least through 30 minutes. Jim Knox down on the field with Mike Leach. Jim.
Drew, thank you very much. Coach, let me talk to you real quick. First off, OU's defense is showing you your offense a lot of looks. So far, though, Cody Hodge doing a nice job. Take away that interception. Your thoughts?
Well, we've done a good job moving the ball. We just got to finish drives.
What about the defense on Adrian Peterson? So far, holding him in check as well.
Well, we just have to improve this half and play better this next half.
Intercepted by DJ Wolf. Second time Oklahoma picked off a pass in the end zone today. DJ Wolf with his 2nd pick of the year.
And how about Texas Tech out-rushing Oklahoma? Henderson has gotten off in the first half, ran the football well. 200 yards offense, Texas Tech 207. Oklahoma not anywhere near that, but it's a close football game everywhere you can imagine.
So Carter will come over and hold the football for Hartley. Red Raiders stopped by that interception and had to punt only 1 time in that first half. Amendola 6 yards deep will put a knee down. Let's check in with Jim Knox. Knoxy?
Okay, Drew, real quick, talk to Coach Stoops. He just told me they got to do a better job stopping the run. That is Torian Henderson. They have to do a better job running the football. Looking for the wind to be a big problem, of course, here in the second half. They got to find some pockets to throw the football. But directly to my right, there's John Cooper, their big center. He is out, of course, the rest of the game. Just came out on the field talking to some of his teammates. A right soft cast on his foot, guys. He's in good spirits, though.
Yeah, it looks like it could be a broken foot, the way they were supporting that foot as he left the field. Too bad.
You know what? You didn't know whether it was a foot or a knee, and there was always concern when there's a knee that's an ACL. And if it is a foot, that's a whole lot better than blowing your ACL.
Oh, no question. Just that broken bone in the foot will heal up.
Jared Hicks run out of bounds by Onyenagetcha after a 1-yard gain on a little hitch. 5 coming. Hodges in trouble. Now he's going to use the legs. And Hodges will have a first down at the 34-yard line. Latimer got a piece of him to bring him down. But a first down for Texas Tech. 3rd time today Hodges has gotten it with his legs.
Yeah, and he makes a quick decision. And once he makes the decision to go, he doesn't second guess it. And he reads the blitz. Oklahoma comes with 5 and, nowhere to go with the ball down the football field. He sees a lane and he capitalized. Move the chains. Good job by Hodges, and he's into the win. If the coverage looks like it's too tight a window for him to throw the football, he's going to tuck it and run and gain yards.
2 backs in the backfield for the first time, maybe all day. And Henderson will get 8, 9, maybe 10 yards.
That was
Texas Tech has outrushed Oklahoma in this football game, and Henderson has outrushed Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, Henderson's been the story. And watch this. Hodges turns the wrong way. This isn't the way it was designed. The handoff is not clean. But Torian Henderson says, I don't care, I have the football, and I'm taking it up the football field, and I'm going to gain some yards. Hodges didn't know which way to spin to get out of the way of Henderson, but the offensive line with those huge line splits that we talked about. When you have a guy like Henderson, you create space with line splits, and then you get your hat on people, Henderson's going to gash you, and he has been. He's done a heck of a job finding running lanes and finishing runs today.
How about this, David? 9 carries, 93 yards. That'll work.
That'll get it done when you get a first down per lug.
Now in blitz pickup, man, he had a decleater. It ends up in a sack. Hodges sacked by Dvorak. But I want to tell you what, Henderson decleated 44 Clint Ingram on blitz pickup.
And that's the other phase that Henderson does so well. Watch him right here, and watch what takes place as Ingram comes off the edge. And that's a pretty good job. I mean, you balance yourself up, you explode from the hips, hit him right under the chin. Dvorak cleans it up. The pocket pretty much collapsed. Torian Henderson did his job, but too many others didn't.
A 12-yard loss on the sack by Dvorak. His 4th sack this year. The senior from Lake Dallas, Texas. Hodges, and a broken tackle, and a pickup of 9 or 10. Carter was there to make the play on Olamu, excuse me. Oklahoma drops 7. Dvorak with pressure, and they throw it in the flat. And Woods will scamper for a few. Shannon Woods, the backup tailback. And Oklahoma turns away Texas Tech. Dvorak, the big play on that series, the 12-yard sack.
Yeah, and then he's coming on this one as well. And it's now you got a tiger by the tail, and it's bull rushing. And you know what? Say we got to double him. This guy's he's penetrating. He's collapsing the pocket. I'd love to have hair like that. I don't know if I'd want to paint my face like that. I wouldn't want the tats. Those tattoos are unbelievable. This guy, he detached the bicep. I mean, he's had a rough year. Detached the bicep, and he's got a foot problem. He had a boot on all week, but there he is out there going after it every snap.
Pretty good punt into the wind. Fair catch at the 14-yard line. And we have a guest that's familiar with both programs. Barry Switzer has joined us here upstairs, and everybody obviously always associates you with either the Oklahoma Sooners or Dallas Cowboys, but Mike Leach is a close friend of yours, isn't he?
You bet. Mike's a good friend. Proud of what he's done out here at Texas Tech. I hope they associate me more with Oklahoma than the Dallas Cowboys.
No, I
understand. It's been about 40 years there.
I understand. This is a good one. Is this about what you expected, Coach?
Yeah, you know what? I was shocked when I saw we were an 8-point underdog when this game started, but Mike's got a good football team, and you make plays like that, they'll win this thing. But yeah, I was shocked, and we're a 7-point dog going into it today.
I'll tell you what, Chris Hudler got penetration. It gobbled up Adrian Peterson. That'll be a negative yardage play on 1st and 10 for Oklahoma. That'll back him up to about the 12.
And that's where it was, I think, statistically in the first half, the biggest surprise to me is Texas Tech outrushed him. Torian Henderson had a big first half on the ground. Oklahoma, I guess, got to do a better job, coach, of stopping the run and running the football.
You bet. They had biggest surprise for me is Texas Tech last week against OSU.
Yeah, I hear that.
They screwed that one up big time. They got a very good football team.
Bomar is going to look to keep it. And he's athletic, but not athletic enough to elude Dwayne Slay. So a minimal gain. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Slay is great in space, and we talk about him, his tackling ability. He gets that 6'3" body down very low, and he never misses. I mean, the Coach Leach was talking about the percentage of times when he's in space and he brings the guy to the turf immediately is incredible. And he did that with Bomar, who's athletic in space.
Coach, you have to be impressed with the improvement. Not just Bomar's made, all those young kids from week 1 to where they are now in mid-November.
You bet they have. You know, they're a young football team. I don't know why they were picked where they were picked. As many young players they had and all the talent they lost. Look at here.
Yeah, Bomar a little too tall and a little bit behind Malcolm Kelly on a post route. So it'll be 3 and out. The good news for the Sooners, they will punt with the win.
Well, and that's some kind of win today,
Isn't it?
Oh,
73-yard boomer.
Yeah.
It's when you are dealing with the wind, and I know, Coach, the wishbone, it's a factor even with wishbone. You put the ball in the air.
Kicking games where it's so critical for both teams.
Sure.
And of course, good passers, they can handle it in the intermediate passing game, but it's terrible in the kicking game.
Cody Freeby with his heels in his own end zone. And he launches one. Amendola from about the 38 eludes the first man, gets to the wall. Amendola to the 39-yard line of Oklahoma. No flags down. So Texas Tech will have a short field to work with. And they have a 10-7 lead here, early stages, third quarter.
Well, when you're a return guy, you have to be fearless. And Amendola's like Wes Welker. I mean, those guys are fearless. They're warriors out there. And he finds himself the wall, and he gets to the sideline. And, boy, it wasn't a face mask. Got a hand up on the shoulder pad of Amendola as he's tight-roping that sideline. Pretty good job.
A punt of 48 yards, return of 23 for Amendola. He was an all Big 12 returner a year ago.
That's a big exchange right there, like you were talking about, Coach. The wind at the back, and the punter's return. Texas Tech wind in their face here. They get great field position, even with Oklahoma enjoying that wind in the kicking game.
That formation you don't see Tech run very often.
No, we mentioned that a moment ago. Henderson, out of a two-back set for maybe the second time today, picks up 4 or 5. C.J. Ayu makes a tackle. A third voice you're hearing. I don't think he needs much introduction. Barry Switzer. Barry, what else are you doing to keep busy these days?
I stay busy well, first of all, I got 6 grandchildren who live within 2 blocks of me. Becky and I live right on the campus of the University of Oklahoma, and I do a lot of different things. I stay busy, and I like it that way. I'm on the treadmill and move pretty fast.
Look at the splits. I mean, Texas Tech's line splits just boggle my mind every snap I see it. They spread you out.
And they do that off of it.
Yep.
You don't
get some lanes, right?
Woods runs into Zach Latimer after a couple. It'll be third down and short for Texas Tech.
I got a good friend that'll be disappointed if I don't mention that Oklahoma next Thursday in the Macy's Day Parade, Thanksgiving Day in New York, we have our float, the Centennial 100th year float. Will be displayed in that parade, and a bunch of us will be up here on that float.
Are you driving the ship?
No, I'm not driving. I'm going to get in the middle of it and not get blown off. Johnny Bench, Bobby Mercer, and Shannon Miller, a bunch of Oklahomans will be there.
Look at the split that Ramirez is taking, and look, not only that, look at the split his tackles taking. I mean, that is, Gabe Hall is out there in another county.
It's a long-distance phone call. Hodge is in trouble, and he keeps his feet. And got it in the neighborhood of Robert Johnson. That would have been a big loss. And now 4th and 3. Again, going into the wind. This is 4 down territory for Mike Leach.
Yeah, there's no question about it. In this spread offense, 4th and 3, 4th and 9 is pretty much all the same. This reminds me of almost defending the option, Coach. You have to be so mentally tough because you would run the same play. Even though people knew what you were going to run, you would execute it so well, and they'd almost you'd wear people out mentally. That's what he does. Mike Leach does with us. They know the routes, they know what's going to happen, but it's like defending the option. They wear you down mentally.
You execute the defense.
Right.
It's your discipline versus their defensive execution.
4th and 3. Henderson trying to bounce it. Got a little seam, and he'll have a first down. It was not there initially. Henderson made a violent cut and found a little bit of a seam to pick up the first down for the Red Raiders.
We talked about the line splits. We've been talking about it all day on 4th and 3. It doesn't faze them. They're still going to take those splits a little bit. They tighten it down somewhat, but, man, when the offensive line, look at Ramirez come off the ball right here. That is a load. Watch him finish. And Torian Henderson just creeps it up inside there, and he's got great contact balance.
He's a
versatile back.
Very good back.
Yep. He can do a lot of things.
He's a great turf running back, that's for sure. He had 4 touchdowns his last game here at Jones SBC Stadium against the Aggies. Fake the pass. Henderson coming downhill again. Gets a couple. It'll be 2nd and 8.
You know, Mike Leach and yourself, I can see why you guys are friends, because you're both like progressive thinkers. You know, I mean, you think out of the box. You know, you guys come up with.
Nobody thinks like that guy now. I mean, don't you compare me to Mike Leach? I'll sue you. No, Mike. I think he had a lot to do with Oklahoma winning the national championship in 2000. He brought us an offense that Oklahoma had never seen before, and there's a lot of carryover that took us to the national championship.
I'll tell you what, for those that don't know Mike Leach, not only is he an offensive genius, but he's a character with a very, very dry wit.
And he also graduated from law school. That's a smart cat.
And he got a master's degree.
He's the only coach I know that ever done that.
Wow, intercepted by DJ Wolf. Second time Oklahoma's picked off a pass in the end zone today. DJ Wolf with his second pick of the year. Fourth and short for Oklahoma, and Bob Stoops will go for it. Here comes Peterson.
Wolf turned himself into the primary receiver, former running back, good ball skills. He had the route recognition, and he turned himself into the guy making the play. And this is into the wind, and he's also hit as he's releasing the football. The pressures are applied by Rufus Alexander. The ball's not thrown as accurately, but boy, what great inside position. And Wolf double clutches it, but he secures it.
Barry, we were talking earlier, with this wind, even if you have a howitzer, that's one thing, but when you're throwing a touch pass, a fade pass, that's a very difficult ball. Very difficult ball to throw on a day like today.
And Rufus Alexander was big on that as well with that pressure.
And Peterson trying to make a cut. Falls down. He'll lose a couple of yards.
Texas Tech left some points on the field. Oklahoma's red zone defense has been big.
And Malcolm Kelly out to the 38-yard line. He showed a couple of things there. Showed some guts going over the middle. And a pretty good throw by Bomar cutting through the wind.
Malcolm Kelly, 6'4", 205 pounds. I mean, these receivers are long, they're athletic, they're young, but they're learning how to win close games already. I mean, games like this are going to bode well for them in the future. And I'll tell you what, this football team, look at 4 guys. He's still battling for extra yards. That's a competitor right there. These young guys are maturing quickly.
Runnels the up back, Adrian Peterson, and Randy Crystal will tell us what the problem is.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 89.
They're +2 right now, and the most important stat, turnover ratio. And that pass incomplete as Fletcher Session broke up the pass to Joaquin Iglesias. 2nd and 15. Here's the delay to Peterson. He's got a big opening. And Peterson will get 14. That's his longest run in a while. Prior to that carry, he had 16 carries for 40 yards.
And Adrian Peterson still, you know, that high ankle sprain is better, but the only thing that will heal a high ankle sprain is time. He's not going to have time until maybe sometime between that last game and the bowl game, but this guy still punishes you now. He'll finish runs as well as anybody I've ever seen. He's a very upright runner. You know, he still will take a lot of hits, but he'll dish him out.
You know, body type-wise, Barry reminds me a little bit. Obviously, I didn't see him up close, but he reminds me a little bit of the kid you recruited from Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Marcus Dupree, yeah, he's the biggest back we've had since Marcus. But Marcus possessed more physical prowess than any back that ever came to Oklahoma. You know, Marcus was 230, 6'3", was great speed, and benched 400 coming out of high school.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's a 400-pound. I saw him do it in high school. Philadelphia gym.
Jeez.
You got a picture on the wall of him doing it. Philadelphia gym.
And that's back when 400 is a heck of a bench press.
Oh, yeah. That still is.
That's a lot of weight still, but back then that was unheard of for a running back. 4th and short for Oklahoma, and Bob Stoops will go for it. Here comes Peterson on the power O, and he'll have it. Slay will make the tackle, but he got 2, and he needed about a foot.
That's execution, because on both 4th down plays and on the touchdown run, it was the power. Key that fullback's block, the pulling guard. If he sees the numbers, turn it up. He doesn't bounce it outside. Slay on Texas Tech sideline. The defense is out in the field, and Slay sitting on the bench on the sideline. They can't lose that cat for very long. Now that's a player right there.
He had 18 tackles in a game a couple of weeks ago. In fact, he's had 38 tackles in his last 3 games. And he's close to double figures, if not in double figures already today.
I like the fact when coordinators repeat plays. If it's successful, don't outthink yourself. Make them stop it. That power's working. Keep going.
Bomar gets flushed by Dawson. Now he's going to tuck it down. And he stays in bounds, and he takes a pretty good shot from Fletcher Session. This kid's fearless.
Omar's got a little linebacker attitude about him as well.
That's going to be his problem. He's going to take shots.
Yeah,
he's going to take shots all his career if he does. He needs to get down.
I thought he was out of control early in the season. I mean, you know, he was out of control scrambles. And this one, I mean, he doesn't really have a whole lot of choice here, but you're right, Coach. You got to assume the fetal position, don't you?
He always, no, he's like the guy you practice tackling with. He takes a lot of shots.
Run a little scout team on the off week, 2nd and 3. Bomar has
hit him in the helmet.
Man out there, Peterson on a wheel route, and it did hit a helmet. That was Sylvester Brinkley in coverage.
See right there, that was a 2nd and 2. That mystifies me right there. You know, you're hammering that big tailback they got. Right. You got 2 downs and make 2 yards. Now the 3rd and 2, the defense has got a chance to win here now.
It's Brinkley, boink, right in the helmet. Hits him right in the head. I mean, he's got Peterson. They get the matchup. They get Peterson on the linebacker, but I guess they're thinking, Coach, you know what? We'll still hammer on. We'll get 4 down here. We'll hammer him on 3rd, hammer him on 4th. Take the shot. I don't know.
You go in 4th here if you don't make a yard.
Well, Peterson's out. Kewan Jones is a tailback. And they'll run a delay to Jones. And he's in trouble. That's what Coach Switzer's talking about. Instead of 4th and short, it's now 4th and 4. Chris Hudler again getting penetration. That's his 3rd tackle for loss in the game.
And this is not a down where you can run your power O. And now they're going to punt the ball with the wind at their back. And penetration, getting off blocks. Pretty good job by Texas Tech right there.
Cody Freeby will punt it. 2:35, 2:34 clock moving. That's all that's left in the 3rd quarter. We're locked in at 10-7 Texas Tech. Amendola back at his own 10. Freeby has about a 50-mile-an-hour wind at his back. He's trying to angle it, and it didn't happen for him. Well, Coach Switzer, thanks for coming by. As always, it's great to see you, Barry.
See you next year.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thanks a lot.
See you next year.
Hodges in trouble. Dvorak nearly got there. And Hodges is going to make something good out of a negative, and then they're going to tag on 15 as Rufus Alexander hit him when he was out of bounds. 7 yards on the advance by Hodges. It'll turn into a 22-yard play.
Yeah, can't do that. You have to realize where you are on the football field. And here he comes. And you know what? He's in this white area, 5-yard boundary area. Tried to pull up, tried to hold him up. Kind of questionable. I mean, you know, the right foot wasn't quite down yet. You just have to understand, though, the quarterback's intention is he's giving himself up, running out of bounds. Don't even take a chance on it.
I'll tell you what, in Rufus Alexander's defense, that was a tough one. Real
Personal
tough.
foul, 52 defense, 15-yard penalty.
He meant 42.
First down.
Yeah, Randy Crystal meant 42, but Alexander's a smart football player, and he was trying his best not to.
He tried to grab him and hold him up.
Yeah.
You know, and he was going full bore, but when you're that close, and I know it's hard, but just reroute yourself and pull off of the thing.
Well, Dave, you know instinctually, I mean, you're going full bore, and then
he's right on the sideline, and now the right foot is finally down, and now he realizes, uh-oh, let me try to hold him up.
Right,
and he didn't really blow him up, and as he tries to hold him up, he gets caught up in the chain gangs, and down he goes.
So now Tech out at the 44-yard line. Quick throw complete. And another first down. Fulani with another catch. That's his 5th of the day.
Boy, Wolf was given a ton of cushion over there. It was a little pitch and catch. I mean, Wolf was way, way off.
This is a tough matchup. Fulani's 6'3", Dave, almost 2 1/4, but he's the fastest wide receiver they have.
Look at the space. I mean, Wolf is retreating. I mean, he's given about, 8 or 9 yards cushion. I mean, if the ball is caught, it's a first down. And it was caught and finished by Fulani.
All these starting receivers are juniors. They're all coming back. In terms of talent, it's the best receiving crew Mike Leach has had at Texas Tech. They're just a little bit short on experience, but they're coming. And it's complete to the 35-yard line. First catch for Danny Amendola, the sophomore from the Woodlands, Texas.
And that was one of the goals today, was to get the ball more to the H-back where Danny Amendola plays. The distribution was a little bit out of sync. You know, Mike Leach's balance is distributing the football equally to all the receiver positions, and he was a little bit under norm to that H-back spot.
Well, one of the guys playing some of the H-back today is Bristol Olamua, and he has several catches.
Yeah, exactly. And look at the catches per game here. The 4 top receivers in the Big 12. They all reside here under Mike Leach's spread offense. If you're a quarterback, if you're a receiver, Mike Leach wants you here at Texas Tech, and why not consider it? The ball is in the air here as much as anywhere with great results. They lead the nation in passing every year, it seems like.
Well, Brandon Jones, Dave, the center, has gone out. Oklahoma lost their center, John Cooper, earlier, and Brandon Jones is hobbling off to the sideline. Now let's see if they move E.J. Whitley, and you talked about him earlier. Whitley, the senior, plays everywhere.
Right.
They may move him from the left guard spot to the center, and that's what they've done. They've moved Whitley in there. And now Brian Keggins comes in the game at 1 guard next to Ramirez. And looked like there was contact.
Yeah, in Oklahoma saying that the big right tackle flinched. I mean, he moved. And now that's going to be up to the discretion of the official. Did Gabe Hall flinch in his stance, or was it a phantom flinch? And if 78 Gabe Hall moves, the defense can get up the football field. Let's take a look at the big right tackle here. Ramirez at right guard, and he starts to squat. He starts to sink his hips, and you can't do that. Well, they didn't catch it. They didn't see the movement. You cannot start the motion of starting a play. And once you're in that 2-point or 3-point, you have to freeze. And he did sink his hips like he was going to take a drop step and start the play, and it goes against Oklahoma. He never did move his feet. He just sunk his hips.
Tech on the move. They have a 3-point lead. Clock moving, less than a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. Henderson next to Hodges. Blitz coming, and they're going to get there. It's C.J. Ayu, the junior from Highland, Utah, with a sack, his 5th of the year.
Oklahoma brought 5, and Ayu got free and finished. Ayu's done a good job as well. Here's the 4 and the 5th on the blitz. A mistake in the protection. Ayu comes clean. Ramirez and Hall, and Ramirez is going crazy. He's saying, you missed my call. You missed my call, or you didn't give me the right call. They let Ayu go, and that's what you do. You kind of disguise your intentions. You know, that blitz came late. The protection calls are already made. 2 Texas Tech linemen block 1 guy. The other one comes free.
That will be the final snap of the 3rd quarter. Looking backside now, Hodges. Throwing touchdown, Olamua. Wow. Take a look at our Nissan game summary with the Red Raiders leading the Sooners 10-7. And you know what? Texas Tech, Dave, behind Henderson and stopping Peterson, they've done more things right in this game, but the reason it's a field goal difference, -2 in turnover ratio.
Exactly. Those 2 interceptions, Drew, and they're both end zone interceptions going into score. Red zone interceptions. That's 14 points left on the field, potentially right there. Another time having to settle for field goal. That's 4 more. 18 points in a perfect world left on the field by Texas Tech today in the red zone.
2nd and 18. Not just red zone interceptions, end zone interceptions. Hodges with some escapability. He's got a lot of room to run now. And Hodges out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down and 8. He picked up 10.
Yeah, and again, Oklahoma caught in man coverage, so their backs are turned and they can't rally to the quarterback until it's too late.
End zone shot, Filani in man coverage, and it's over his head. DJ Wolf providing the coverage.
You're going to have roughing the passer.
Yep.
And that's a critical penalty on Rufus Alexander.
14:47 to go in the fourth quarter. The Red Raiders leading the Sooners 10-7. Schaefer is the fullback in the offset eye. David Schaefer. Three-step drop, fade route toward Hicks. He's out there. And interference is going to be called on Chijoke Onyenagetcha.
Yeah, he grabbed and hooked up on Hicks well before the arrival of the football. And he got turned around, and here you have matched up on Hicks. Take a look. Now he's riding him. Now he grabs him, and now he tries to turn him around, and it's pass interference. Boy, there's both guys bear hugging there. There's a lot of contact. Hicks gets the hand up in the face mask.
They look like long-lost relatives that hadn't seen each other.
Yeah, there was a group hug going on down there, wasn't there?
Now, if this was the NFL, they'd put it on the doorstep.
A lot of chicken fighting going on in that sequence.
Pass interference. Defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Half the distance.
Automatic first down.
Now they walk. You know what?
Oh,
they
walked it off.
the complete 15.
Right. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So
it almost is like the NFL.
It's close enough. First and goal at the 3-yard line for Texas Tech.
Of course, on Sunday it's first and goal at the 1, but they walk off the entire 15-yard penalty. And here Tech goes on the doorstep and could really do some damage here.
Schaefer and Henderson, and again Hodges goes under center.
Checking the play at the line of scrimmage. A little check with me. He's calling the play out.
Looking backside now, Hodges. Throwing touchdown, Olamua. Wow, Hodges looked at everybody, and maybe now a flag comes in really late from the back judge.
Celebration maybe, celebration penalty, and Olamua just kind of jumped up and down and spiked the ball, and he was happy.
Dave Hodges checked everybody out not once through his progression, but twice.
Yeah, and he bought time and bought a passing opportunity with his feet, and they're saying incomplete. Dvorak's waving off the touchdown. But watch the patience. Watch the patience of Hodges as he breaks to the side and then breaks it back with the feet. Now he finds Olamua separating himself in the back line of the end zone. There's no real celebration there.
No, and they picked up the flag. Randy Crystal a moment ago, he picked up the flag. He said no penalty.
Well, it's no play. What's the deal? They're going to get, okay, no penalty. They just picked it up. Huh. What did it do, fall out of his pocket? I mean, maybe he was anticipating celebration.
Well, players are allowed my bad.
Yeah.
Official, my bad. Trulika makes it 17-7. Texas Tech will kick it deep. They've held the Sooners down. The Sooners beat Texas A&M last week 36-30.
Will this be the year that Mike Leach gets the victory against Bob Stoops? Plenty of football to play, but 2 scores now looks pretty good with this win being such a huge win.
And this is returnable for Reggie Smith from the 3. And Smith will get it out to the 23-yard line. The last time the Red Raiders knocked off the Sooners, the year was 1999. Cliff Kingsbury shakes free, and he'll find Sammy Morris wide open down the right sideline, and he would go 67 yards for the go-ahead score. The Red Raiders 38-28 victors that day. Who's that head coach?
Yeah, baby.
Final ball game for this man, Spike Dykes.
Oh, what a game that was, Drew.
That's the way to go out, Coach.
Oh, I'm telling you, there's no other way to go, and that's the best way, believe me.
Do we pull you away from a fishing hole or a golf game today?
Well, I was really going to play golf today, but it's a little breezy today.
It's a 4-club win today.
Yeah, I promise you, I don't ever play golf over when the Red Raiders are playing. I'm always watching them, either with y'all or in person. So it's been a lot of fun watching them.
How was that ride, Coach, after that victory?
Oh, it's great. It was that was really just a heck of a deal, and one of the great games, and we were behind so far, and the kids came back and won, and I'll always remember it. That's a good way to quit when you, in a deal like that, I'll tell you.
No.
Absolutely, and obviously one of the reasons you stay close to this program, 13 years as a head man, but your son is still heavily involved as one of the assistant coaches, co-offensive coordinator.
Yep, yeah, and you know, they're doing good. I'm proud of them. I'm really proud of the way they play. You know, every Saturday, it looks to me like Tech's got a chance to win.
Tell you what, you know where they've really impressed me this year, Coach, because you know they're going to get their yards throwing the ball. They're going to get in the end zone under Coach Leach, but defensively, this is a pretty good unit.
Oh, it is a great unit, I think. And you know, that's the thing that goes unnoticed sometimes because they do have great numbers on offense, but well, defensively, they're solid, and they don't make many mistakes, I'll tell you.
Now it's Fred Threat with the tackle.
Lau Setensich, not only, I mean, he had to fight a bunch of injuries. He's lost a lot of bodies, a lot of projected starters in the front seven. I mean, linebackers, defensive linemen go down. This guy's a heck of a ball coach. He makes it simple enough that they can play fast, know what they're doing.
I tell you, Lyle has done a great job, and his staff has done a great job. They're very cohesive, and I tell you, there's never ever anybody left open.
Right.
I mean, they don't make bad mistakes, and sometimes they might get out executed, but they never get outsmarted. I'll tell you that Lyle and his staff have really done a great job.
Red Bomar on 3rd and 4 misses. Joaquin Iglesias in Oklahoma will have to punt the football. Well, Spike, we'll let you relax and watch this football game, watch the remainder of it. Chance for the Red Raiders to go 9-2.
Well, I hope they do, Drew, and it's good to see you and Dave, and I appreciate all y'all do for college football. Y'all are the best, man. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Coach.
It's always good to see you.
You bet.
Hit them long and straight, Coach.
I'd like to hit them straight a little bit. Thank you.
There you go. Spike Dykes. It's a pretty good effort into a swirling wind and a very good catch by Amendola, who's never seen a fair catch, evidently.
Pretty courageous kid, I'll tell you that.
17-7 Red Raiders. Drew Goodman, Dave Lapham, Jim Knox, 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. And Henderson will get a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. Alexander showing blitz. They come with it. Hodges trying to escape Dvorak. He gets it to Fulani. It'll be a 1st down before Wolf could ride him out of bounds. Boy, Hodges with the ability to move the launch point is so valuable. And Oklahoma has to find a way to get off the field. They got to get the ball back to their offense. Ingram coming off an edge. He's picked up. And it's Olamu again. Boy, he's factored big time in this game plan. He'll move the chains. He'll get 11 yards. Latimer makes the tackle on Henderson right around the line of scrimmage. Zach Latimer, junior from Denver, Gateway High School. Hodges underneath throw, and that is complete to L.A. Reed, a redshirt freshman from Jim Knox's hometown of Conroe, Texas.
How about that, baby?
Bomar all day. Now he's flushed. Man open, touchdown. Kelly came free.
Saturday after Thanksgiving. Still turkey sandwiches. There's leftover turkey still.
Hodges and DJ Wolf slaps that pass down. He was trying to get it to Jared Hicks. In Oklahoma, after bending a little bit, does not break. And this punt's going to go out of bounds at the 11-yard line. So a very good effort on that punt. Here's Bomar to throw the football, and Iglesias can't hang on. Runnels goes in motion. A little option look. Trying to get Peterson free. Breaks a tackle. And he's out to the 20-yard line before Slay finishes him off.
And he does finish now. Slay will lick it.
I'll tell you what, I mean,
Stun people.
Pro Scout's got to be drooling at this guy. I mean, he's got the size, 6'3", 215 pounds. He runs well. Watch Peterson. He ducks out of a tackle, and somebody's going to get him around the legs, and here comes number 3.
Yeah, and then number 3 will finish it strong. And what Slay is going to do for people, in the National Football League in particular, everybody's 8 in the box now to stop the run, and the unblocked safety has to be a sure tackler. I don't think I've seen a surer tackler than Slay in college football.
Bomar keeps it himself. They get the 1st down. So I thought that was a great description yesterday, Dave, by Mike Leach, because you've seen a lot of times you'll see guys who will line you up, but every once in a while they'll whiff.
Right.
This guy, he hits his target.
he's a heat-seeking missile. I mean, once he locks the radar in, those 8 forced fumbles is a Big 12 record. 8 forced fumbles in one season. And that's pretty violent football.
Yeah, the previous record holder is a pretty good player, Derek Johnson, now making a living in the NFL, an early first-round pick. And that is nearly intercepted by Meeks, who has 12 career picks. 2nd and 10, handoff Kewan Jones. And a good tackle by Sylvester Brinkley. Ken Scott was there as well. We've talked a lot about Dwayne Slay, one of the top defenders in this conference. How about his head coach?
He's able to come downhill without hesitating and hit what he's aiming at. And a lot of times people, you know, there's a hesitation as far as adjusting to what the other guy's going to do, and Dwayne doesn't really have that.
You know, what Coach means there is he runs through people. He doesn't like break it down and second guess himself. He finishes it, runs right through him.
And it is complete out to the 39, maybe the 40-yard line. Thompson with another catch. He had only 7 receptions coming in. That's his 4th catch today. 6'4" junior from Leander, Texas.
And with that athletic ability, you got to get him on the football field. You know, even though he's not playing quarterback and the development of Rhett Bomar continues, a guy like Thompson can contribute to your football team, and he is.
He reminds me a little bit of a guy a couple years ago from Missouri. Moved from quarterback to wide receiver. Justin Gage, now playing in the NFL. Good throw. Iglesias to catch at the 41-yard line. Bomar with a beautiful pass there. And Iglesias with the catch, another first down for Oklahoma.
And Iglesias leaving the field, looks like he's hurt a little bit, making his way to the sideline, gets inside of Meeks, makes the play on a Slay trying to come over the top. That's a good route and a great throw. Iglesias is shaking it off on the sideline. Looks like he might have gotten something in his eye.
7:38, 7:37, clock moving after the set of the football. 10-point lead for Texas Tech. Peterson cuts it up. Peterson knocked down after a 9-yard gain by Slay. 2nd and short. Bomar against a 5-man rush. Double move on the outside, and that's going to be interference on Chris Parker. Parker trying to cover Malcolm Kelly. And
pushed him out of bounds.
Yeah, he pushed him out of bounds. Contact down the football field.
Yep, you can't run him off the field of play. And that's what he did. You can use that sideline as a 12th man.
Defense, number 17. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
Parker getting the start at the left corner for Antonio Huffman. Huffman, the normal starter, opposite Khalid Nazaruddin, but he couldn't go today.
Couldn't go, and Bomar into the wind, throwing some pretty good balls. I mean, he has plenty of arm strength. There's no doubt about it. And Mike Leach looking at the clock and just wishing it would move faster.
Here comes Peterson to the 10-yard line.
He comes at you, doesn't he? Finishes runs.
You heard Barry Switzer earlier when he joined us saying he's the biggest running back that he remembers, primary running back, a tailback type, at Oklahoma since he recruited Marcus Dupree.
Biggest physical presence. Yep.
2nd and 4. And Peterson trying to get wide, nowhere to go. He's bottled up, and Slay has him, and he'll drop him for a 2-yard loss. 3rd and 7 for Oklahoma. They trail by 10. Bomar all day. Now he's flushed. Man open, touchdown. Kelly came free.
Great job by Bomar. Patience. You know, out of control quarterback early on, not knowing what he's looking at, Drew. That time, boy, did he show patience. And he was rewarded by that patience.
Malcolm Kelly came free.
Oh, these guys going to be hooking up a few times during the course of their career. Redshirt freshman to true freshman. And Bomar makes the read and throws the football where it needs to be in that tight window in the red zone for a touchdown.
Homecoming from Malcolm Kelly is from Longview, Texas. And he makes it a 3-point game. stopped short of the end zone.
He
That
gave
would
it to
come in
him.
and give him a touchdown.
Wow. Did the ball cross the plane of the end zone before he went to the ground? This one will be reviewed.
Oh, the plot thickens in West Texas. The Red Raiders lead now just a field goal after Malcolm Kelly caps an 89-yard drive with his second touchdown of his very promising career for the Oklahoma Sooners.
Boy, instead of out-of-control scramble, controlled scramble by Bomar. Got his eyes down the field the whole time, trying to find some place to deliver the football. He wasn't running around aimlessly. There was a purpose to it all. And he's played enough snaps now, Drew, where he has a reference point. He can go back to mistakes he made and say, I'm not going to make those anymore, and he's doing that.
Amendola from the 8-yard line. And Danny's wrapped up at the 17. Very good coverage downfield. Hodges 20 of 27 throwing the football in the game. He'll give it to Henderson on first down. And this is bottled up nicely. They bring 5. Latimer coming up the middle. It's picked up. And Hodges will take a blow right around the line of scrimmage. Dvorak. 3rd down and 9 for Texas Tech. 5:03 with the clock stopped left in the 4th quarter. 17-14 Red Raiders. 11 players around the line of scrimmage for Oklahoma, and they bring 8 of them. Man coverage on the outside, and they never get close to Jared Hicks. Anya Ngetcha had the coverage, 3 and out. Juwan Rankins back at his own 35. Alex Reyes, a very returnable kick from the 40-yard line. Rankins makes one-man miss, trying to get to the wall. Ooh. And he's going to get it to the 49-yard line. Outstanding field position for Oklahoma.
All the starters for Texas Tech defense are on at least 3 special teams. They play 90 snaps a game.
Oh, good open field tackle that time by Parker, because Adrian Peterson had big-time speed through that hole. And here comes Peterson again, and he'll get 6 or 7. First down, Oklahoma, 39-yard line at Texas Tech. Fletcher Session made the tackle, but 2 runs produce a first down.
And when this guy smells an opportunity, he's a physical marvel. So as the 4th quarter rolls along, he starts to wear you down. You don't wear him down. Peterson hammering him regularly at a defense wears the defense down. And really, Texas Tech, with all the injuries, they can't roll a whole lot of defensive linemen in there. So it is a factor as the 4th quarter unfolds.
Bomar to throw, and he's a little bit behind Kelly there. Well, it's a handful, as we've described. We can only imagine what it's like trying to tackle Adrian Peterson. But let's just go back 2 years ago. I mean, this is in high school.
Yeah, it's a man amongst boys here. He's bigger than the lineman. I mean, these guys are trying to tackle him, and it's like no chance. And he shows the contact balance, the ability to finish, the strength, the size. I mean, that was a one-of-a-kind high school football player. His head coach was like, you got to be kidding me. I have a genetic freak right here.
Do you know what, like in Pop Warner, they put patches on kids when they weigh too much, Dave? Yeah. He was a double patch running back in high school. I mean, he should have had to wear both patches. He only gets 10 touches. That's it.
Right.
Everything beyond that is unfair. Bomar quarterback draw, and he won't get close.
4-down territory, though.
Yep. McKinnon-Dixon got him around the legs. Number 47, very quickly. If you're looking at McKinnon-Dixon saying, hold on, he wore number 91 earlier in the game. He did. In the first half, he wore 91, and we don't know why, but he switched jerseys. He's now 47. Dave, 4th down and 2.
Well, maybe you get the jersey torn like Bomar right there. Look at Bomar. Somebody got a handful of jersey and tried to rip it right off his shoulder pads. And this is too long a field goal opportunity into the wind. Ball game right here.
And it won't be Peterson. He's not in the game. Kewan Jones is. They throw it to Jones. He makes the catch, and he got enough for a first down, I believe. And I'll tell you what, the throw was low, and he had to go to the turf to make the catch. Fortunately for Oklahoma, he got enough for a first down, because once that knee goes down in college, you're done.
Exactly. When the ball hits the turf or your knee or elbow or anything, you don't have to be down by contact. Once you're down, that's it. Can't get back up and accumulate any more yards. The ball came out, but it can't be. He's down by contact. Hitting the ground, can't force a fumble. And how about the confidence they have in the redshirt freshman quarterback throwing it on fourth down?
I was really surprised we didn't see an eye set and the ball go to Peterson.
Little power.
It'll go to Peterson here. And Peterson grabbed from behind after a minimal gain, just a couple of yards. Kiana Dawson got him.
Oh.
And that's a drop by Thompson, his second of the day. He's been the favorite target of Red Beaumont today, but he also has 2 drops. An enormous play here. They need the 19. 8 in coverage. Flag comes down. It is incomplete.
I think
Bubba Moses, the intended target. Vincent Meeks, the coverage, but a flag in the secondary before the ball was thrown.
I thought Fletcher Session was holding. I thought Fletcher Session grabbed.
Personal foul, face mask, number 41 defense.
Well,
again.
The face mask was occurred on an eligible receiver. It's an automatic first down.
It's first down at the 13-yard line. 1:41 to play. Here comes Adrian Peterson. And he breaks the tackle. And he's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown.
Man, was he patient? He was Nazaruddin.
He had Nazaruddin. Rudin got into his body, but could not bring him to the ground. And Peterson in the end zone for Oklahoma.
Drew, I thought I was about to give Nazaruddin a lot of credit and say, you know, here's a guy that made himself a football player in the weight room, and he was using the sideline as his 12th man, and he had it contained, and he turned Peterson back inside, and once he turned him inside, Peterson shucked him like an ear of corn now. I mean, he just said, you're not going to tackle me. He used that right arm for the stiff arm and just threw him down to the turf. What an amazing effort. One-on-one, that's a beast to tackle on the perimeter. This Nazaruddin found out.
Big extra point for Hartley. He gets it through, and now it's a 4-point separation. 21-17, Oklahoma. And this kick goes out of bounds. That is costly.
Yeah, get the ball at the 40.
1:33 left. No timeouts left for Tech. But they have the best passing offense in college football.
Yes,
they bring 6. Hodges steps up. He has room to run if he wants to, and he will. He's trying to get out of bounds, and he does. He picks up 10 as Jason Carter grabbed him. So they stop the clock and advance at 10 yards. You can run so many more plays than you can in the NFL.
Yep.
Hodges in trouble. Trying to hang in there. He's sacked back at the 41-yard line. Now they got to get up quickly. Zach Latimer, Clint Ingram got him. The Sooners 9 sacks last week. That's their 4th this afternoon.
They have a lot of speed on the field right now. They have a lot of linebackers out there. Some of them have their hand down in a 3-point stance coming off the edge.
Yeah, he never did get that first down. It's 3rd down and 4. I thought they gave him the first down. It was 2nd and 1. He's in trouble again. Man comes free. It's Johnson. Robert Johnson out of bounds. 34-yard line of Oklahoma.
What a play by Hodges, and he's hurt a little bit, slow to get up, but he does make his way up.
50 seconds left, 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line of the Sooners. Oklahoma showing blitz again. They've come every play so far on this drive. And they're coming again here. And throwing it away is Cody Hodges. It'll be 2nd and 10. That play took 6 seconds.
You know, we talked about it earlier. Oklahoma has been in a lot of close football games, and they've won their share of them. Even though they're a young football team, they are learning how to finish close football games. And sometimes that's the toughest thing. Learn how to finish close games. In a young stage, a lot of these kids' careers, they're getting that indoctrination.
And there's a coach on the field for Oklahoma, and a flag
that's the second
was
time
thrown. And they were flagged earlier for delay of game for having a coach on the field.
Multiple coaches on the field, and he's telling them to get off right now.
Sideline warning, Oklahoma. First sideline warning of the half.
At the end of the second quarter, they were called for delay of game because there were multiple coaches on the field, and they obviously didn't dispute it. And there was a 5-yard penalty that became a factor.
Well, they just gave him a warning there, but very clearly an Oklahoma coach was 3 yards onto the football field.
And a flag was thrown, but it was just thrown to stop the game to warn them.
Oklahoma blitzes up the middle. Hodges flushed again. And he gets it away to Johnson. Johnson, quiet most of the day, has been large on this drive. He gets 7 or 8. And he gets the clock stopped with 37 seconds left.
Watch, they're going to bring 6. When you bring 6, there's only 5 in coverage and 4 men out in the route. So now at some point in time, it's going to break down. Robert Johnson stayed with it. You know what? That's a dicey proposition to throw that late at the sideline. Eric Bassey almost, he could have been flagged for a hit out of bounds as well. You got to be smarter than that. Know where you are on the field.
They probably need, Dave, it's 3rd and 3. They probably need another 8 yards or so to start taking legitimate end zone shots.
And it's field goals, nothing. It's all touchdown right now.
Low snap. Hodges throws a 50-50 ball out of bounds, though. The ball was caught out of bounds. It'll be 4th down and 3.
Hicks makes a great play, the body control that you talked about earlier, but you have to have possession and 1 foot down in bounds. NFL 2 feet, college football 1 foot. You have to have possession and the 1 foot down in bounds. Possession, ooh, he's on the white. He's on the chalk. Good call. But boy, what a great catch. DJ Wolf in coverage, tight coverage. Definitely right foot on that sideline, out of bounds. Game of inches, isn't it, as they say?
It is. Right now, it's a game of yards, 3 of them. 4th down and 3. Oklahoma drops in coverage. Ball's batted up in the air.
Who caught it? Who caught it?
You want to know? It doesn't matter. It's short of a first down.
Tech caught it, but
Tech caught it, but it looks like it's short. We'll see on the spot. Amendola came up with a football, but I think he's short.
Wow, what a play. It's deflected at the line of scrimmage, goes airborne, and it's tug-of-war time. They got to measure this.
They got a pretty decent spot out of the deal. Can you believe that ball is batted?
Yeah.
Amendola comes down with it.
You know, Hodges has had a few balls deflected during the course of the season, 6-1 at the most, and airborne tip ball, and boy, that time, great play by Amendola to stay with it. And is that Wilson, or who is that tips that ball? I mean, that's a good job. They bring a defensive back, Carter.
First down, Texas Tech.
What about Amendola staying after it? Because I thought that Oklahoma had better position for the possible interception.
It's first down, but more importantly, it's 27 seconds left. You're at the 22-yard line. You do have the wind at your back, so you can make legitimate throws to the end zone. Oklahoma again comes with pressure toward Hicks. Man coverage with Wolf, and it's broken up.
Man, Hicks almost came down with that football because of the unbelievable body control he has. When he goes airborne, he seems to hang in the air. Now, he sees the ball first, slight little push-off. Airborne, tries to come back for the ball, gets both hands on it, but can't pull it in. What an unbelievable effort by Hicks, though, because Wolf can't have any better coverage than he had. Tremendous position, but Hicks' 6'4" body with the leaping ability of body control almost won anyway.
They're going to get a safety over the top on Hicks this time. They got him bracketed. Amendola to the 5-yard line. Now they got to get up and spike the football.
The clock
stops till they set it.
Right.
But they got to get right to the line of scrimmage, because as soon as it's set, they put it in motion again.
And they'll still have 3 plays after this. They'll spike it on first down. Still gives them 3 more to work with, 3 downs.
Hicks has man coverage. They go the other direction, and Falani has it. Did he get a foot down? Touchdown, Texas Tech.
Oh, wow.
With 9 seconds left. Falani with the catch.
Did he have possession? Did he have full possession in at least 1 foot in bounds? And this one they're obviously going to take a look at. Did he juggle it? Did he have possession? But instead of spiking it, they go to the fade to Falani. And boy, what a great throw. Now you have to have full possession. No catch.
No, that's no catch.
That's not even a catch. Never came close to a catch.
Yeah, that's not even close.
I can't believe the official signaled touchdown, to be honest with you. That's shocking. That's not even close.
There will be 9 seconds left when they get this figured out.
He never had possession for, 3 steps after the ball. The ball it's in the corner of the end zone. Never has possession. He still doesn't have possession. He's 5 yards out of bounds. Never catches the ball. Never got full possession of the football. You can't call that a touchdown. No possession, no possession, no possession. Ball's on the ground. No way.
Yeah, we assume the official was obscured as we were. There's a whole lot of security folks down there and camera people, and when he ran through,
you have to have
crowd erupted as if he caught it down there.
All you have to have is possession for a second with a foot down once it crosses the plane of the goal line. But he never had possession with 1 foot on the ground. Never had complete possession. You can catch it, have possession, and then lose control of it and drop. It can still be a touchdown. But he never had complete possession of the football.
After further replay review, it's determined the ball was bobbled.
So they'll snap it from the 5-yard line. 9 seconds left. You would assume you can get 2, maybe 3. But they got to happen quick.
Yeah, 2 for sure. 3 would be a stretch, I think. You're right.
Hicks is 6'4". Filani, who couldn't haul that one in, is 6'2" if you're thinking fade. Hicks goes to the top of your screen. Oklahoma has brought heat every snap of this drive.
This is where it's tough for Tech when the field's compressed like this with this spread offense.
Amendola was grabbed.
Yeah.
He was grabbed.
Yep.
He was grabbed in the end zone by Darian Williams, no question about it.
Half the distance to the goal, that's a good penalty. If you're beaten, grab, because then you live for another snap. And, that's what you're thinking as a defensive back. I've gotten beaten on the move off the line of scrimmage. Oh, I got to reach out and grab him because it's a touchdown. So now the ball moves half the distance to the goal. And, it's like an incompletion because, the field position doesn't matter. They're still going to be throwing the football.
Pass interference. Defense. Foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed on the 2-yard line. First down.
And will Tech, with 6 seconds left, run the ball? If you don't score, the clock expires. If you throw an incompletion with 6 seconds, you still could live for another snap. So you think probably they won't run the football, but just when you think that, Mike Leach may cross you up. But by this formation, you would wonder.
Henderson is right next to Hodges. But if he didn't score, it's the game over. Quick throw, that's broken up by Bassey. They were trying to get it to Johnson. There are 4 seconds left on a slant. Eric Bassey, a senior corner from Garland, Texas, got the left hand in.
And Bassey was a starter at safety for a while as well and got in the doghouse a little bit. But boy, he'll get out of the doghouse with a play like that. And it all comes down to this. With 4 seconds to go, you might, if you run a quick slant like that, you might have a second left after this play. Well, possibly. That took 2.
Yeah, that play took 2 seconds.
Right.
Hicks again is up top.
He runs it.
He runs it to Henderson. He stopped short of the end zone. He stopped short of the end zone. Touchdown! He would come in and give him a touchdown.
Wow.
And on the final play of the game, Tech has won it 23-21.
This may be reviewed. Did the ball cross the plane of the end zone before he went to the ground? Before any body part touched down, did the ball cross the plane? This one will be reviewed. This is being looked at. This is being looked at.
Yeah, there's no question you got to look at this one.
You got to. The fans have to stay off the field, and you have to decide, did any point of the ball cross the very, very beginning of the white line of the goal line?
Again, it's got to be overwhelming evidence, indisputable evidence to overturn what was called on the field, and that is touchdown.
Yeah, and really, Torian Henderson how does he get there? His helmet gets there. He's reaching the ball out. He reached the ball over, but was he down before he extended the football? Where is he? Is the ball down? Is his body down before he extends the ball out? The ball is definitely extended out, but has his knee or his hip or anything hit the ground before that, or is he on another body?
But here's the deal, Dave. It's one of those. It's one of those situations.
Field stage.
It's hard to overturn what was called on the field.
Right. And let's take a look at it from an end zone look here. Where is he down? Is he on the ground or is he on somebody's body? That's a touchdown, I think. He's still on a body and he's extending the ball out. He's on his teammate's body, on the legs. He's never hit the ground before he extends the ball. I think that gives a pretty good picture of it. And that's what the official that signaled late touchdown. He saw that Torian Henderson still was not on the ground.
After further review,
Touchdown! What a call by Mike Leach to roll the dice and run the football, and the Riverboat Gambler lives on.
Tech, first time under Mike Leach, has defeated Oklahoma 23-21 is the final.
And what about Torian Henderson? What a senior day for senior Torian Henderson. And Mike Leach beats Bob Stoops for the first time.
Let's go down to the field. Jim Knox with our Kyocera player of the game, Cody Hodges.
All right, thanks, Drew. Cody, take us through that last few plays. What was going on out there?
We practiced a 2-minute drill all the time, so we knew we had enough time. Those receivers made some great plays, some great catches. There at the end, coach told me to throw it in the end zone or call a run. They had a little hole. I knew Torian, if he got the ball, he's a great player. And I knew, obviously OU wasn't thinking we were going to run the ball, so I think we caught him off guard.
Torian Henderson, he got in by inches, it looked like.
Hey, that's all you got to have. Whether it's 1 inch or 8 yards, as long as you get the ball across, that's all that matters.
All right, what a way to go out. You're a senior. You go out in style here at Jones Stadium.
That's great. God's good, and he rewards his people, so I'm just happy to be here.
And you keep the inside track to the Cotton Bowl going. Congratulations, Cody Hodges. Appreciate it. Drew?
I can't remember a more extraordinary finish to a football game.
No.
I guess the Southern Cal Notre Dame game earlier this year. Final snap. And the Riverboat Gamblers, you said, Mike Leach says, you know what, we're going to run the ball to Torian Henderson. We thought about it the previous play. If you get it in, you win. If you don't, you're all done. What a finish in Lubbock.